Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a full face of first impressions for Glossier. So I use air quotes around first impressions because I actually already filmed this video and then I ended up losing the footage. So I'm just still gonna call it a full face of first impressions because that was my original intention. But a few of these products I have been using for a little bit, but a lot of them, like, it's still just my second time. I would say that I'm still getting used to them and learning if I like them or not. But I also have kind of learned how some work a little bit better. So that being said, if you guys haven't heard of Glossier before, it's a brand that I had always wanted to try, and then they had a friends and family sale, so everything was on sale, which was awesome. It was like 20% off, and if you got the bundles, it was even more. So I got a lot of bundles and ended up getting really great prices for everything. I hadn't tried it before because it was kind of more expensive and I wasn't sure about it, but the fact that they had a sale kind of really made me pull the trigger on it. My sister really likes the brand, so I was like, you know what, we have the same taste generally, so I'm just gonna try it out. So I do have a short amount of time to film this video, so let's just dive on in. So Glossier is really no makeup. They're very unique in the fact that their entire brand is built around this idea of you but better, and I really enjoy that. I have been loving more natural makeup, and I do love like full glam and everything and wearing a little bit more makeup, but I do also like the idea of just enhancing what I already naturally have, and the Glossier look is very desirable. They have makeup and they have skincare. They also have a perfume that I've been loving, but I did also get one of their face washes. So this is the Cleanser Concentrate Clarifying Face Wash. I didn't actually use this morning. I should have, but I have been liking it. I've only used it a little bit, but I have been enjoying it. I just like to switch up my cleansers pretty often. I also wanted to mention that I have a product for like pretty much every step except for one. So I'm going to have some fully formed thoughts. I also wanted to mention that I did pick up a product for pretty much every single step. I think the only thing that I didn't pick up is the wowder, but I do have a different powder that I'm going to be using. So first of all, I'm going to be starting with the Glossier Future Dew. This is an oil serum hybrid. It is supposed to kind of provide the base for that Glossier look, which is very dewy and glowy, and this is where you start with it. So I have used this a couple of times now, and it says to do 2 pumps, but I'm just going to start with 1 because I find a little bit goes a long way with this, and I do have dry skin, so like I think if you have oily skin, I'm not sure how well this would work for you, but since I have dry skin, I do like it for adding some radiance underneath my skin, or not skin, complexion products. I don't think I would really wear this on its own, but it does make the skin look really healthy. It's not too much. I don't think it looks greasy or anything. The instructions for this though do say to apply it as the last step of your skincare routine, and I'm not sure how it wears under like other foundations, but the one that I have today is a Glossier foundation, so it does wear well under that. I am just going to add a primer, so this is just the Laneige Glowy Makeup Serum. Glossier does have some priming moisturizers, but I did not pick any of those up. I did get a free sample, but I ended up using all of that in the first video that I filmed. So today I'm just going to use a different primer just because I'm going out to dinner tonight, so I do want to kind of increase the longevity of the makeup, but the Future Dew serum doesn't like make the makeup slip off or anything, which is nice. However, Glossier products aren't really made for the longevity. Now I'm going to start out with the Glossier Skin Tint. So this is a pretty divisive product because it is very sheer. It adds the most barely there tint possible to your skin. It really is just to like not even blur. There's no coverage to it. It just adds a little bit of a tint to cover some discoloration. So I actually have 2 shades here just because I wasn't sure which shade to get, but you definitely could like get one, and it's pretty forgiving since it is so sheer. A lot of people don't like this if you do struggle with your skin, or it's kind of like, what's the point? But for me, I do like it for more of a sheer coverage moment, if you will. So here I have the shade G10 and G11, and G10 is the darker one, so since it's summer, I'm going to go for this one right now, but I can see myself using G11 a little bit more in the winter time when I'm a bit more pale. This is also a pretty watery formula. It's really unique in that way. I don't know about like the buildableness of it. I just like to get it all over the face, and then I will go ahead with a sponge. So as you can see, like it just kind of evens things out a little bit. It doesn't add really any coverage at all. It does add a bit of tint, so it kind of just makes your skin look more even. I do normally enjoy this, but right now I am experiencing some breakouts around my chin. It's because of my period, and then also because I've been incorporating different skincare products into my routine, and my skin is kind of purging right now. But I do still think that it like allows future dew. The combination of the two I think looks really nice. I have yet to wear this on its own, but I don't know if it would be radiant on its own. I would assume so. However, I do like the combination for sure. I'm not going to try and build up the coverage at all because I am happy with what it looks like now, but I'm going to go in with the concealer. So this is the stretch concealer, which you can get it in a duo with the skin tint. So I actually got 2 of the duos, and you can choose like a different color for each, which is really nice. So that helps you save a bit more money. But I have 2 shades here. I have shade G11, which is the second lightest, which I would use for blemishes, and then I have G12, which is the lightest, which I use for under eyes. It's just a pot concealer, and I will just take some on my finger, and then I'm just going to use this shade to cover any blemishes that I have. And I do like to just go in with my finger to blend it out a little bit. Like it's not going to give you a ton of coverage. If that's what you're looking for, you're not going to get it, but I do use it for blemishes. I think more so I like it for the under eye. It's always once we get to this point and I'm looking around my lips that I realize I forgot to put on the lip balm. That's better. I just like to prep the lips before putting like any lip product on. This is just the Flower Beauty Petal Pout Lip Mask. Now back to concealer, I'm going in with G12 and I'm going to conceal my under eyes. This is like a pretty emollient formula, so it's not, like I said, the most long-lasting makeup ever. I think that the concealer is quite nice. So under my eyes, I'll go in with my finger and then I will take my sponge and just make sure that the finish is even. But I do think it does a really great job of brightening and like covering dark circles, but also kind of allowing them to shine through a little bit. So it looks super natural, which is nice. I don't think I've ever really used a concealer that does something like this, but I really like it. I am going to take whatever is left on my finger and just put it all over my eyelids just because I have some like discoloration there. So as you can see, it just gives a nice radiant natural glow to things. It's definitely you but better. It like the only thing is the longevity of it. It's not like I feel like it's slipping off right away, but I do kind of feel like in summertime it doesn't last the longest. But now I'm actually just going to set the concealer and everything with the Laura Mercier translucent finishing powder. As I mentioned, Glossier does have their Wowder, but I just wasn't really intrigued by that, but I think now I might need to pick it up. I've heard it's a very natural powder, but like to me I was kind of like, I feel like all powders seem like they would be the same, so what is the difference? But I have seen some videos since and stuff that were just kind of raving about the powder and enjoying how just natural and fine it is. So we'll see. Like kind of the description of it reminds me a little bit of the Kosas Cloud Set powder, which I've also been interested in. I don't know if they actually are the same idea, but it seems to be. So I'm just setting the under eyes and then where I have blemishes as well, just to kind of try and help out the longevity. And then I'm going to use my sponge just to make sure that there isn't a powdery finish to anything. But that is the only non-Glossier product I'm going to be using. Actually, they don't have a bronzer, so I should go and grab a bronzer. I forgot to grab that. I'll worry about that after though. So now I'm going to go in with one of Glossier's most famous products, which is their Cloud Paints. So these are their liquid cheek blushes. They are called Seamless Cheek Color actually, and I have 4 colors here. So I have Beam, and then I have Storm, Puff, and finally Dusk. Actually, Dawn is one of the ones that I didn't pick up but I would like to. So the packaging of these is super cute. It just looks like it is a little, whatchamacallit, like a paint, basically a tube of paint. I don't know if I've used all of these shades or not. I can't really remember. I don't think I've used Puff yet, so maybe I'll go in with Puff. I think all the colors are really pretty. Like even Storm, which is a bit deeper, I think that it works well on my skin tone still. Today though, I'm feeling like using Puff, so I am going to use that. I'm not the biggest fan of their packaging, to be honest. Like these, it's hard to get an even amount of product, I feel like. It just gives like a really nice finish. These are lovely. Like I totally understand why they're so popular, because it looks so natural and so glowy and just adds some nice color to the complexion, which I've been really into blush recently, so like that is all of what I'm about. But even when you go too far, it is easy to take it back, take it down a notch. It's never going to be like you can't fix it, in my opinion. They're pigmented, but not too pigmented. So I just switched sponges to the one that I was using for foundation and everything, just to make sure that everything is seamlessly blended in there. I just think it gives such a nice flush. Like, I do really enjoy it. I'm kind of thinking that I want to add another color. I don't know if that's going to be too much and I'm going to go too far and regret it, but I kind of think that I want to add some of Storm, just a teeny bit. But what I was saying about the packaging is that like you can't really control the amount of product that comes out, and it's the same with the skin tint. It's hard, like it will come out and then it kind of gets stuck and then you have to shake it. So the packaging is kind of annoying. I might regret this, but we're just gonna do it. So I'm just gonna take teeniest dots and just start building that up right on the apples of the cheek. And then I'm going to go in with this sponge again. I feel like everything shows up so much more vibrant on camera, so I promise that it doesn't look like, it still looks very natural to me. I'm just doing the same on the other side, just right on the apple of the cheek. And then I'm going to take the foundation sponge again and make sure that everything is blended out. I'm also just going to take the sponge and go on my nose again. I'm not gonna like add any product to it though, because that could get to be a little bit much. And I will go in with the foundation sponge. Basically, I just like switch sponges until everything is nicely blended. So that's the blush. I really love it. Now I'm going to go in with one of their highlighters. So I have the 3 shades that the Halo Scope highlighters come in. The lightest shade is Moonstone, which really just adds a sparkle to it. And then the darkest shade here is Topaz, which adds like a sun-kissed glow. I have worn this one before because I wasn't so sure if it would work on my skin tone, but it's very sheer. Like, as long as you blend it out, it looks really nice. And then my favorite shade is Quartz, which is kind of the in-between. It's like a champagne sort of highlight, but these add like a very natural gloss to the skin. You almost don't even need highlighter with everything that's happening with all these skin products, but I am going to add some. So these are unique because they have a balm in the middle and then the color on the outside, which is fun. I will say I have learned to dab these rather than drag, because if you drag them, it does kind of move whatever's underneath, but if you're dabbing it, it doesn't do that. So I will go ahead and dab it just on the high points of the face, and then I'll take the foundation sponge and just make sure that that is blended and there's no like weird dots or anything. It does look super pretty though. I really like it. So now I'm going to take some down my nose, just dab it and dab some on the tip and the Cupid's bow, and take that same sponge and blend everything. So very pretty. And I will come back to that later with the eyeshadows as well. Like, I'll do my brow bone and everything. So now I'm going to move on to eyes, and I'm sorry if the lighting's different. I just had to take a little bit of a break because I had a meeting. So it's been about 15 minutes, but I have one of their eye products here, which is the Lid Stars. So they have another eye product that's also like a liquid formula, but it's matte. These are their shimmery formulas, and I have been using these and I've been loving them actually. This is another product that kind of has divided opinions on it because they are really sheer. Like, I'll show you with Fawn, for example. So they go on and it looks like this really like bold color, and then when you actually blend it out, it becomes very sheer. So a lot of people are like, why? It's just a nice like wash of color. And also, I applied that with my finger, and I find that with the finger is not the way to do this. I find that with my finger, the product really disappears. So I have been loving using this brush right here. Actually, I don't know if it makes a difference what brush, but this is the ColourPop E1 brush, and I will apply it right on the lid and then blend out the edges. So I can build it up right on my lid, but then have the edges be really nice and more sheer. I also will use an eyeshadow primer, which I find really helps with creasing. I don't experience any creasing when I use an eyeshadow primer. The colors that I have here are Slip, which is a nice baby pink, kind of like a Glossier color. Then I have Cub, which is a really pretty rose gold. Then Fawn, like I showed you, which is a nice like metallic taupe. And finally, I have Moon, a really nice light champagne color. And then this one is, what is it called? Bun. And Bun is more of like a brighter gold champagne color. So I have used all of these except for Slip and Cub. So I'm actually going to go in with Cub today. I just like to use one. I'm not sure if you can like use more than one and blend it out together. I'm just gonna go in with one. As I mentioned, I like to prime the eye first. So I'm going in with the NARS Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. I think these are just very fun for daily wear, and when I just want like a little bit of something, but I don't really want to be wearing eyeshadow. I have been experimenting a lot with like cream products sort of like this recently, and I just have been enjoying these way more than I thought I would. So now I'm going to go in with Cub. It's like a test tube packaging too, which is kind of fun. Like these, I don't mind the packaging so much, except I can't like stand it up when I'm using this. I have to lay it down because it's rounded at the bottom, but oh well. So I'm gonna go one eye at a time. It doesn't like dry down quickly or anything, but I feel like it's just easier that way. And whoops, I'm just going to start applying it right to the lid, kind of close to the lash line. And now I'm going to take that brush and I'm going to start blending out just the edges. So I could leave it at that, but I am going to add some more and kind of just build it up until it's at a point that I would like it to be at. And I'm just gonna tap it on the lid and use windshield wiper motions more towards the crease. But I think it's really pretty. Like personally, I love these. I don't think I need as many shades as I have. Since it's so sheer, it doesn't make a huge difference, but I do still enjoy the variety. I'm just gonna do the same on the other side. The good thing is like you can be super messy with this and it doesn't make a difference because it blends out so sheerly. So it's not like is sheerly a word? I don't know, but it blends out so nicely that you don't need to be paying attention to the lines. Like you don't need to worry about any of that. You can be as messy as you want. So for a quick eyeshadow look, this is great. I'm just gonna build up some more right on the lid on this one. Just pat it down a little bit and there we go. So I understand like a lot of people say that these aren't worth the price really, but getting them on sale, I think I would wait until there's a sale. They don't have sales often, but if you can catch them on sale and you're looking for something like really quick and easy daily eyeshadow, I think that these are very pretty. So this is Cub here, really nice rose gold color, very flattering, just a natural wash of color. So now I'm gonna move on to brows and then set the face and then I'll go back to mascara. If I do mascara before setting the face, then I find that my mascara like smudges and everything. So I think that this would probably be Glossier's most popular product here, and that is the Glossier Boy Brow. This is something that like I've seen everywhere. I saw this probably the first product that I heard about, and it's just a brow gel with like this teeny tiny little brush, and it has like fibers in it. So they do have a clear version. I have the brown one, and it's super easy to just quickly fill in your brows. I'm someone who just does minimal to my brows, so I love something like this for when I just want to get that like feathery brow effect and I want to do it quick. I don't want to spend a ton of time on it, but I just want a little bit of something. So it looks very nice. I've only tried the brown. I haven't tried the clear color or anything, but I like the brown because for me, this is something that I want like a one and done product. You can see the difference though, like it fills in the sparse spaces while also setting everything into place. The first time I used this though, when I was doing that video, I just smudged some, but the first time I used this when I was doing that video, I then was cooking myself dinner, like the first time I filmed this video, and I opened the oven. And you know when like you open the oven and you feel your mascara melting because the heat just comes? I felt that on my eyebrows, which was the strangest sensation. So that's the brows. I just love how it gives a nice feathery kind of laminated effect and it fills in the sparse spaces. It does basically exactly what I want. I feel like my brows are locked into place and they just look very natural and my brows but better. So now I'm just going to set the face before moving on to mascara and then lips. So Glossier doesn't have a setting spray, I don't believe. So this is just the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist, and I'm just going to set the whole face. So now for mascara. I have lost my eyelash curler, so I wish that I had it because this is not a mascara that's going to add a lot of curl, but this is the Glossier Lash Slick Mascara. It has a very fine wand here. It has silicone bristles. It's pretty flexible, I believe. Yeah, it's pretty flexible. This is just going to do what the rest of Glossier products really do, which is your lashes, but better. I'm still not sure how I feel about this one, but we're gonna use it today. I am someone who likes length added more so than volume or curl to my lashes because my my eyelashes are pretty short, like they're a lot longer than they used to be now because I started using a lash serum, which actually worked so well. But the thing that I do definitely love about this, it adds a little bit of length, which is nice, but it doesn't clump at all. So it does truly look very natural. I think this is just a mascara for like a very specific look. I don't think this is something that I would reach for if I was doing a more bold eye, definitely not. Maybe for just the lower lashes, but I think for like a full Glossier look or something where I'm just using the lid stars, it does complement them very well. I'm gonna zoom you in nice and close here so you can really see the difference that it makes. So it adds some length, it's defining, but very natural at the same time. So it's good for no makeup looks. You also can see the lid star a little bit better here and how that performs. The nice thing about this one is it's not super buildable, I wouldn't say, but no matter how much you build it up, it isn't going to clump up, which is very nice. So the clumping, I think, is like the main thing. I don't think I've ever had a mascara that doesn't clump as much as this one, which really doesn't clump at all. Sorry, there's a dog barking outside. Okay, so that's the lashes. So I feel like this isn't like a groundbreaking mascara, but it does seem different than other things that I've used or would typically reach for. So it is something I think adds to my collection. I do wish that it came in a brown, because if I'm going for that really natural look, I would kind of like a brown mascara, if not for like both lashes, at least for the lower lashes. But it does add to the softness of the look overall, while also making me feel and look more awake. Finally, I have lip products here, which is probably my favorite find from Glossier. I love a good lip product, and my goodness do I love these. So there are two different formulas here. I have Generation G, which is a sheer, they're both sheer but buildable, but this one is a matte formula. Well, this one, the Ultra Lip, is a shiny formula, I guess. It's more glossy, that's what I'm looking for. So I'm actually going to go and grab a makeup wipe so then I can swatch all of these for you guys. Also, I did want to mention that I ordered 4 shades of the Generation G lipsticks and only 3 of them arrived, and I contacted Glossier right away, and their customer service is really good because they, like, no questions asked, they sent me the other one. I haven't received it yet just because it's shipping to like somewhere that I haven't been yet. Like, it's not where I am right now, but they were really great with that. So I have the shade Cake that is on the way, which I think is a more natural shade. And I'm going to start out with the Generation G. So first off is Like, which is, it's really hard to tell, like, based on what it is in the tube, what it will look like on your lips. So this one is a pretty natural color. I think Cake might be a little bit more natural than this, but there we go. It's like a rosy pink. I love these, like, they're so nice. They're very comfortable and just add the barest tint to your lips, which is exactly what I want. I also love the fact that you can build it up. So that's about 2 layers of Like here, and it just looks so pretty. Like, this is absolutely the kind of color that I would go for. I feel like it's like my natural lip color, but a little bit better. Next, I have Crush. So this one is going to be a little bit more red based. So that's Crush, just 1 layer of it. I feel like this is kind of like a pinky sort of just bitten shade. Once again, you can build this color up to be a little bit more bold if you want more color from it, but I'm just not going to do that with like every single one, or else we'll be here forever. And the final Generation G that I have here is Zip, and this one is definitely more of an orangey red. So here is Zip, which is like a coral orangey red. I really like the more bold colors because they don't come off so bold, so it's nice to introduce a different color to your look, but not in a way that's going to draw so much attention that you feel uncomfortable. If you're kind of like easing into bolder colors for the lip, I think these are a great way to do that. Now moving on to the Ultra Lips, I will admit, I feel like for summer, I've been gravitating towards these a little bit more, just the glossiness. They're so comfortable. They feel like a lip balm, like it's lovely. Both formulas are really comfortable, but I kind of like the gloss of this one. So this shade here is Vesper, which I don't believe I've used this one yet because it actually has the little Glossier G stamped in there, if you can see that. So all of them come with that, but then it goes away once you use it for the first time. So this is a little bit more bold, but it's still really pretty and wearable. So like I said, this is Vesper, which is like a nice fuchsia sort of pink, really nice glossy. Oh, it feels so nice on the lips. The next Ultra Lip that I have is Lucite. This is a very cool toned light pink, and this one I think might be my least favorite. I just feel like it's a little cool for me and it doesn't add like that much. I don't think it looks bad. I just think out of the ones that I have, it is my least favorite. But this is Lucite here. I haven't tried. Let's see how this one builds up. I think I kind of prefer 2 layers of that one. I think it adds a bit more color and doesn't look like, sometimes I feel like with a cooler toned pink like this, it can make me look a bit pale or sickly or something like that. But I think 2 layers of Lucite is where it's at for me. Next is a really unique shade, and that is Trench. This is a toffee brown, not something I would generally go for, but that's why these more sheer formulas are fun and perfect, because I can experiment with different colors that I normally wouldn't, but in a way that like isn't going to be overwhelming. So that's Trench. I think it's super pretty. It actually looks nice with this eye look. I kind of like how it brings out more of the gold tones of the rose gold. Next is Portrait, which is a nice like bright, kind of looks coral in the tube pink, but on the lip it doesn't really read coral in my opinion. It just reads like a nice bright pink. I really like this color. I think it's very flattering and the perfect summer color. This once again kind of gives that like just bitten sort of thing. I feel like it looks like I was just eating a popsicle, which is why it makes me think of summer. And saving the best for last, actually, this last one is my favorite. This is Villa, which is a nice dusty rose. I truly love this shade. It is so wearable, and this is kind of like with the Generation G, it is kind of my lips but better. So this is Villa. It's a super natural color. I think it's very flattering once again, but way more natural than the other colors. I think it's really interesting how the Ultra lips are a bit more bold than the Generation G's, but I love both formulas and I definitely want more colors in both of them. I'm actually going to wear Like today because I am going out for dinner, like I said, and I just want something for that purpose. So that's the finished look. So I'm going to zoom out and I will give you a little quick roundup of my final thoughts. Okay, so one, I forgot to mention, all the products, you can get this or you can opt out of it, but they come in this little bag, like they come in a box, but then also in this little pink reusable bag, which is going to be so helpful for like plane traveling and for moving. I'm super excited to use this. It's very handy, but let's go through everything. So first of all, Future Dew, I really love. I think it adds a little bit of something extra under any like face products, and I'm eager to try it out with other foundations because I haven't gotten the chance to do that yet, but I did really love how it wore today. The skin tint is something I can see myself reaching for during the summer when I just want like a little bit of color correcting. I don't know if it's something that I would repurchase. I think for what it is a little bit expensive. I think I will need to use it more over time and see how I like it, and then see if it's something that I would get, or I would just kind of wait until it goes on sale. But I don't dislike it. I just feel like there are other products out there that I have that I kind of prefer a little bit more. That being said, the concealer I do really love. I think I would stick with one shade, probably the lighter shade for the under eye, because that's where I really like it. I can cover blemishes with it too, but I would kind of prefer to use something a little bit more full coverage. But under the eye, I think it's very flattering. It looks really natural, brightens the eyes a little bit, and does exactly what I want. The cloud paints, for sure love these. They are a lot of fun. I kind of felt like when I first used them, when I first filmed this video, I was like, yeah, they're nice, but no, I really like them. You can kind of like customize your shade, mix them up a little bit. You can apply more than one. I do actually love these, and I will probably pick up more colors in the future. I actually have a sample here that has Dusk, which is like a brighter orange, and I'm really eager to try that one out. Next up, the Halo Scope highlighters. So these, I don't think I need all 3 of them, but I do enjoy them. I think if I were going to get one, I would get Quartz, and then second, I think I would get Topaz. Moonstone like kind of sucked me in because I thought it looked really pretty, but I don't think it adds a ton. I think this is something that if I wasn't going to wear any foundation or anything, then Moonstone is great because it adds that glow. But if you are going to be wearing foundation or Future Dew or like the skin tint or anything, and you already have a glow on your face, I think that this will just kind of not even really enhance that. I think it'll do the same thing, so it won't really add much. I don't know if that made sense, but I do really like these. Like, there's nothing wrong with them. It's kind of a take it or leave it product for me, although Quartz is something that has been growing on me for a nice, very natural looking highlight. Next up, the lid stars. You guys know how I feel about these. I really enjoy them. Like, I don't think they're entirely necessary, but they're nice for a fun, super easy eye look. I had been reaching for my palettes and just taking one shimmery shade and washing it all over my eyelid, and this does exactly that, but I find it does it in a more flattering way, if that makes sense. Are they the most unique thing? No. Like, are they going to completely change your look? No, but I think if you're looking for a natural look but you want something a little bit more, these are a great way to add that in. Do I need 5? Absolutely not, but I think that having I think if I were only going to pick one, I would probably pick Bun just because it's a natural shade. Then I would pick Fawn. I do think it's very pretty, and I did really enjoy Cub, which is the one that I'm wearing today. There's nothing wrong with Moon, it's just so light that it doesn't do really much at all, and Slip I haven't used yet, so we'll see. Boy Brow I do really enjoy. Quick, easy, not much else to say about it. There's a reason that it's so hyped up. Like, it is a very great brow product. And Lash Slick, kind of take it or leave it. Once again, I think it does add something different to my mascara collection because it doesn't clump at all. It lengthens the tiniest bit, just enhances my eyelashes, but I also think it can only really be used, or not that it can only really be used, but I would like to use it for a very specific look or a specific situation, such as like a full face of Glossier or when I'm going for a very natural look. And finally, the lip products. You guys know how I feel about these. I think that these and the Cloud Paints and the Lid Stars would probably be my favorite. It's kind of hard, like I didn't hate anything at all, but I love these lip products. I'm a sucker for lip products. These have a very comfortable formula. Like, even the matte formula doesn't feel drying at all. I just am a big fan. I also love the Ultra Lip and how glossy it is and comfortable. Like, I cannot say enough good things about these lip products. Truly, they are great. I'm just directly in front of my window because I wanted to give you guys a look at how everything looks in natural lighting. So I'm sorry if you can hear the birds chirping too, they're being very loud, but this is just how everything looks when we are just in natural lighting. Like, you can see the Lid Star does show up. It's not the most bold, but I feel like the complexion still looks really nice. But yeah, I just thought you might be curious what it looks like when not under studio lights. Okay, so that is all for my full face of Glossier. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you have tried Glossier before, what your favorite products are, because I would love to know what I should put on my wish list. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I put up new videos every single week, 3 times a week, so click that notification bell as well if you don't want to miss any time that I upload. If you did really enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in another new video very soon. Bye!